parents object to children being gay, and they're still gay.
Oh, so you think this is the same thing as being gay?
Yeah, absolutely.
You think altering a child's biology, sterilizing them, cutting off the breast
It's
tissue
not
is the same thing as
sterilizing
being
them.
gay?
They're choosing
Of
to
course
not
they're being
have that body.
sterilized. Don't you think that's something we should be getting answers to?
I wouldn't necessarily say it's sterilizing them. Like, what is exactly being sterile about it? They
Well,
they
that's
could
what
have
happens
kids.
with puberty blockers and cross-sex hormones.
No, I think they would be able to have IVF, or like the medical community is so advanced now that they would probably be able to have kids. I mean, if all else fails, adopt.
No, they
They're
can't.
not
And if you look at the
sterilizing.
consent forms that they sign from these children's hospitals, it says right on the consent forms that infertility is one of the problems here. Back and forth conversations.
But that's what you want, right? Like, infertility is not a problem. It's a feature of this, right? That's what it's supposed to do. Like, nobody thinks you're gonna cut your junk off or slap on a penis made from your arm tissue and expect it to work. Anybody who thinks, I mean, even the most radical gender ideologue realizes that this weird Frankenstein body is not going to work. That's not a mystery to anybody. So even to say that, oh, infertility is one of the problems, it's absolutely not a problem. It's a feature. That's the main point of this monstrosity.
It didn't look like that when you were talking to the lady before.
What did it look like?
Yeah, you were being very manipulative and also very changing what she was trying to say, and just I don't necessarily like your
What would
approach.
you say he was being manipulative about?
Well, what was your question? What are you trying to ask us? Because it's a separate conversation, right? So
You were saying he's been manipulative. How so?
First of all, you were trying to talk about trans people, like it's something new. Trans people existed way before
I never
any
said
of
that.
these. Okay,
Oh,
but
here we
I'm
go.
explaining that.
Oh.
What
So,
was he being manipulative about?
Can you let me finish what I'm trying
Please,
to say?
yeah.
Yeah, so that trans people existed before any of this ever happened. Trans people were eliminated from the world, and they've always existed. We're trying to affirm and support.
I'm here talking about the medical procedures going on.
Okay, so
I don't
not
think
about how
the
you
argument was
identify.
that it didn't exist. I don't think that's. You didn't say that, did you? You didn't say that, did you?
No, well, I'm going with that. I don't care. I don't look. I just mentioned that I went to college in San Francisco, where basically all of this stuff is really birthed. No pun intended. But yeah, it didn't really. Yeah, okay, maybe a little handful of people, but this wasn't in the mainstream. You didn't have Jon Stewart, poking and prodding at politicians. You didn't have John Oliver going to bat for these people. You didn't have, you didn't have all this propaganda. You didn't have Planned Parenthood running ads about how they can just, we'll just give you this pill. It works like a stop sign. None of that happened. They're talking to kids about this stuff. When I was in K through 8, this wasn't even a twinkle in your mother's eye. No pun intended, right? So for this guy, it's always been here. Give me a break, bro. You're trying to gaslight us. You're trying to rewrite history, and that's what they always do. They want to change history. Right now, what's the article that the Atlantic put out? We should have an amnesty with Rona. We didn't know exactly what was going on. We were all in the dark. They want to completely rewrite history. There's these 10-minute clips of the Democrat establishment puppets, talking about how they don't trust the election and machines can be rigged and Trump is fraudulent and all this stuff. And then they look back at you and say, if you question this, you will be banned from social media. And then the Time magazine runs articles saying, also there was a shadow cabal that quote unquote saved the election. So they're constantly trying to rewrite history. That's what this weirdo chubby looking guy is talking about is, it's always been here. No, it's not. That flag didn't exist. None of this existed, right? Until after Twitter, put it that way.